Hello everyone, and welcome to another tutorial dedicated to Veeam backup and replication version 12. Today I'm gonna show you how you can actually install Veeam using MySQL Server. For this presentation I'm gonna be using MySQL Server version 2022, and it's gonna be evaluation. So first of all I'm gonna install the MySQL server on this server, and after that we're gonna commence with installing Veeam here, because I don't want to use the default database that is packed into the Veeam installation, because once you are installing Veeam you can either choose the option of allowing Veeam to synchronize with the existing database that you have, either Postgres or MySQL, or you can just install the default database, which is of course either Postgres or it's gonna be MySQL Express. So I don't want the Express version because I'm gonna be running huge database, for example, and I want to install a standalone MySQL server. Of course, if you have the product key, you can insert it here. I'm gonna just use the evaluation license. Let's check for updates. Usually there are none if you have the fresh install. So these are the options that I'm gonna pick for this installation. Of course, I'm not gonna change the default paths for the database. I'm just gonna leave it as this. Of course, if you want, you can always change the paths for MySQL. And the instance name, I'm gonna use the default name as well. Since this is gonna be a test environment, I don't need that much of a space. I'm gonna leave all of those startup types for the services as they are. I'm not gonna change them. If you wish, you can change some of them to automatic, or from automatic to manual. And here I'm gonna add a user that I previously created, and this user is gonna be a special service account for Veeam. So I'm gonna be using only this account for Veeam and administration of Veeam. So it's called Veeam ADM. And I'm gonna specify the password for the database. Okay, so I'm gonna click install. Now the SQL Server is installing, and while it's doing this, we can check one more thing. Let's go to Tools, Computer Management, and we need to check if this user that I just added is here in the administrators group. As you can see, there is none, so we need to add this user. So I'm gonna use okay, so Veeam ADM is added to administrators on this computer. And now we just need to wait until the installation finishes. I'm just gonna pause the video for now and unpause it, because after this we are gonna also install management tools, because I always use them as well. And after that we're gonna commence with backup and replication installation. Okay, so the installation has completed. Now we're gonna install management tools. Okay, so this is gonna take a while as well, and I'm gonna pause the video for now. Okay, so as you can see, setup has completed. So now we can actually close down everything, and we can change our account to our administrative account for Veeam, and from this account we are gonna be managing Veeam. Okay, so I'm just gonna take the install. Okay, so let's start. So we got here three different options. First of all, we can choose install Veeam backup and replication. So this is gonna be a standalone Veeam backup and replication instance, and this is the option that I'm gonna pick here. The second one, you can install the Enterprise Manager, which will allow you to uh, connect to different kind of instances of Veeam backup and replication. Let's say you have three different servers with Veeam, and with Enterprise Manager you can manage all of them. So after installing this, you will be able to go through one of the web browsers and open a specific address for managing Veeam. And of course, the last option is installing Veeam backup and replication console. So I'm gonna choose this one. Okay, so here we have, of course, the license agreement. I'm gonna choose next. I'm not gonna pick the license right now. Okay, so here we have ready to install. So as you can see, the basic settings that you can just pick if you wish, and then press install, and basically at this moment your installation will proceed without any problems, and of course your database is going to be PostgreSQL. But I don't want that because I actually installed MySQL and I want to have MySQL, and I want to see and change different things about the folders that we have here. So I have another disk that I'm gonna put it online, and I'm gonna make a simple volume out of this. Okay, drive letter, and I'm gonna pick the file system as rsfs and 64K. I'm gonna call it fast backup. Why I'm picking this kind of file system and allocation unit, I'm gonna show you later on when we actually install Veeam. Okay, so now we're gonna customize the settings. Let's go back for a moment. Let's go with next. Let's go here. Okay, so use the following account. So I'm picking my account that I have specially created for administrating Veeam. I'm gonna change to MySQL, of course. Here, well, I can leave it at the Windows authentication credentials. It should actually pull everything. If not, then we'll try to add it manually. I guess it checked out fine, okay. And now, of course, the installation path for backup and replication. Okay, so we can change all of the paths here. Since I have fast backup here, I'm gonna maybe let's go back for a moment. Okay, installation path. I'm gonna just create a new folder here called Veeam. Okay. Okay, so installation path, guest file, system catalog. So I'm gonna choose everything in here. Okay. I'm gonna use the default ports, not gonna change them. And now let's commence with the installation. Since this is gonna take a little bit of time, I'm just gonna pause the video right now. Okay, so the installation has been finished. Just gonna close down everything now. Okay, so now we can actually run Veeam. So let's start. Okay, so this is how Veeam looks like after the first time that we actually use it. So this is of course version 12.1, and the first thing that we will actually need to check is of course our license. So install the license that I have. And now we can actually commence with the basic setup. So first of all, let's check into credentials. And here I'm gonna add a standard account. And I'm gonna choose my Veeam account here. Next, let's check users and roles. And here we have an administrators group. So I'm just gonna add the user, of course, my main user, because I want only this user to have access to Veeam, and only this user, no one else. So I'm just gonna remove the administrators group, and I'm gonna also enable multi-factor authentication. Let's check authorization here. So if you would like to go with 4 eyes authorization, you can always check this option. What it's gonna do, it will require, like it says here, protects against accidental deletion of backups and repositories by requiring an approval from another backup administrator. So basically everything you will do will be pending here, and some other administrator needs to approve it before it's gonna be either deleted or changed. Well, since I'm the only administrator here in this instance, I'm not gonna use it. Of course, you can enable auto log off after a certain amount of minutes of inactivity. And there you go, unable to run multi-factor authentication for the following service. So for now we are just gonna click OK. Let's check roles once again. Okay, let's go here. Let's go to options. I'm gonna enable storage latency control. We got here, of course, security. I'm gonna use, of course, this encryption modules. I'm not gonna use any email notifications. Of course, you can if you want. Let's go to configuration of backup. So here we have our backup configuration. But before we actually commence with this, let's go to our backup infrastructure, and we need to go to backup repositories. So this is our default repository that was created on our F drive, so the drive that I actually showed you before, that I partitioned. Okay, so I'm just gonna add another simple hard disk to this server. Just to show you why I actually chose this file system and the allocation of memory on the file system. Okay, let's go here. shortly. Let's go here to computer management. Maybe I will be able to do it faster. Okay, so here is our management, and here is the disk that I just added. Just gonna put it online. I'm gonna initialize the disk, and I'm gonna leave it on default as NTFS, and I'm gonna call it slow backup. Okay, now we can go back to Veeam, and we're gonna add a repository. Let's call it slow. Let's populate. Okay, so here is our repository. Okay. So if we go to advanced, we got different options here that we can also use. I'm not gonna be using decompression. And this repository is not backed up to our rotated drives, because if you have tapes, you can actually back this up to a tape, but it's not at the moment at least. But if I click next right now, I get this warning notification that the file system specified for this volume does not support fast cloning, so we recommend using REFS volume formatted with 64 kilobytes cluster size. Okay, so basically that's why I prepared my main disk with REFS, and I changed the volume format for 64 kilobytes. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna change to this drive. I'm gonna populate this. Next. So I'm gonna leave it on default as well. Apply. So now we are adding our second drive as our main backup. Yes. Okay, and now we can actually go here, because this is our default backup. So this is the F drive, right? That was originally created. I'm gonna remove it. I'm gonna only use this one. Well, it's supposed to be actually called not slow but fast. The slow was the 10 gigs. Okay, now we're gonna go to properties. And actually, maybe instead of properties, we're gonna go here, set access permission. And who's gonna be able to access this repository? Well, I only want to allow the main administrator that is taking care of everything to be allowed to go here. That's why I'm choosing the main administrator account. And I'm gonna choose encrypt standalone application backup as well. Okay. So basically I'm again choosing my main administrator Veeam account and the password for it. Please configure encryption in the configuration backup settings before re-enabling. Okay. So we're gonna go to configuration backup, enable configuration. Of course, it's gonna be backed up here. We're gonna enable configuration backup encryption. Choose the user, apply. We're gonna backup now. So we are backing up our main configuration of Veeam. We can go to our F drive. And here in the backups, we're gonna have our main configuration backup. Okay, so it has been successfully created. Let's go back to roles. Actually, let's try, what do we have here? For the following server's account. Okay, cannot use this account for it. Okay. Right, so basically, I think we have here one missing update because I basically installed Veeam version 12, and this missing update is version 12.1. So if you're up for updating, or maybe you have the latest ISO, because apparently I didn't, so I will need to also do the update. If it goes to like basic setup, this is the basic setup that you can actually do. Of course, I encourage to use the authentication with the app on the phone, because this is also another measure of security that you can take. But all the additional things regarding Veeam, setting up two-factor authentication and stuff like that, I'm going to be showing in the next videos that are going to be, of course, shorter, because again, this series is going to be called Tips and Tricks for Veeam. Okay, so if you like the content, like and subscribe.